It's a stark reality that as we age, our legs often begin to weaken long before we even notice it. This subtle decline gradually leads to a loss of control, an unsettling loss of balance, and for far too many, it culminates in a devastating fall. Tragically, these falls are the #1 cause of traumatic death among the elderly. But here's the powerful truth. It absolutely doesn't have to be this way. You have the power to turn this around, starting with simple, impactful lifestyle changes. Hello, health champions. Today, we're diving into the top 10 foods specifically chosen to help strengthen your legs. I truly felt compelled to create this video because, while it's such a crucial topic, there's a flood of information out there that's often superficial, random, and frankly, misleading. Many creators making those videos simply don't grasp the full picture of health, leading them to grasp at straws. They often present single nutrient solutions, like suggesting sweet potatoes because they contain potassium, which is vital for nerve signaling, or they'll discuss leg weakness without truly understanding its origins, stating that sarcopenia is a condition that causes muscle loss. In reality, sarco means muscle, and penia means weakness or lack thereof. The word itself describes muscle loss. It doesn't cause it. It's simply a label for the condition. Similarly, they might tell you that muscles need energy, and oats, with their complex carbohydrates, provide plenty. Now, sweet potatoes and oats aren't inherently bad foods, especially if you can tolerate a moderate amount of carbohydrates. However, presenting them loosely based on a single, isolated fact is incredibly misleading. It makes it sound as if simply eating some sweet potato and oats will magically make your muscles grow strong and regenerate. The truth is, it doesn't quite work that way, and we're here to give you the comprehensive, bigger picture. First though, we need to understand why this topic is so critical, and why there's so much discussion around it. Why are weak legs so dangerous as we age? As I mentioned, weak legs lead directly to a loss of control and balance. This puts you at a significantly higher risk of falling, which, as stated, is the #1 cause of traumatic death in the elderly. When an older person falls, it very often results in a hip fracture, and a hip fracture means immobilization for a significant period, leading to a drastic loss of mobility. I've often spoken about the profound purpose of movement. Its primary role is to drive the brain, to send vital signals to it. If we lose movement, we actually lose brain power. Our brain strength diminishes. Think of a muscle in a cast. It shrinks, the same happens to our brain if we don't move. It doesn't receive enough signals, and it begins to degenerate. If this degeneration progresses far enough, it can sadly lead to a loss of vitality, and ultimately, death. These statistics are truly frightening. Up to 50% of people who suffer a fall and break their hip die within a year. And even if they survive, their quality of life is rarely the same, with up to 60% requiring long-term care. This is the devastating outcome we are trying to avoid, and the good news is, you absolutely can avoid it through simple lifestyle changes. The lifestyle that can effectively reverse and prevent this decline involves 2 key components. The first is exercise, which is relatively straightforward. Exercise helps you build muscle because it intentionally breaks down muscle fibers, and then during recovery, your body repairs them. But there's a crucial second step here. We need a signal. Exercise provides that signal and challenge, giving your body a compelling reason to initiate repairs. If you're completely sedentary and break down muscle fibers, your body won't fully repair them, because there's no challenge, no signal pushing it to rebuild them to their previous strength, or even stronger. Exercise, in its essence, is quite simple. I'd be happy to create a dedicated video on it if you let me know in the comments. However, the biggest confusion often revolves around food, and that's precisely what I want to tackle in this video. Food is what provides your body with the essential stuff it needs to repair muscles. So, what kind of food offers the best solution? It needs to supply fuel, building blocks, and catalysts. Those vital vitamins and minerals that drive all these critical reactions. Looking at this in detail, it translates to quality fats for energy, a certain amount of whole food carbohydrates, if you tolerate them. You know from my other videos that I'm not a fan of 300 grams of carbs daily if you're diabetic or carbohydrate intolerant. In such cases, very low-carb or ketogenic approaches are often best. Even if you tolerate carbs, I suggest keeping them under 100 grams a day. Then we need quality proteins, essential fatty acids, and a wide array of vitamins and minerals. But even with all that, it's still not the complete picture, because we have to understand the bigger context. Everyone is unique. Your food must also specifically support your metabolic health. A diabetic, for instance, needs very different foods than a 20-year-old athlete. The right foods need to lower inflammation throughout your body, and this includes neuroinflammation. Many people suffering from chronic low-grade inflammation also experience neuroinflammation, meaning their brain and nervous system are inflamed. This hinders proper signaling. So, the food you eat must actively support your neuromuscular connections, because a muscle is truly nothing without the right signals and perfect timing. When we talk about the keys to preventing falls, we're talking about strength, balance, and coordination, a powerful combination of muscle function and effective signals. If your nervous system isn't healthy, if it's burdened by neuroinflammation, none of this will work as optimally as it could. So, why do legs typically break down faster than other muscles in the body? Consider this. Just 30 days of complete inactivity, like being in a coma or on strict bed rest, can lead to a staggering 50% loss of your quadriceps muscle. That's comparable to the muscle loss experienced over 30 years of a sedentary lifestyle. While a coma is an extreme example, we unwittingly inflict a similar process on ourselves through chronic inactivity, simply not challenging our bodies enough. This means it is quite typical for someone between 60 and 70 years old to have less than 50% of their original leg muscle strength remaining. One key reason legs deteriorate more rapidly is that they generally contain a higher proportion of fast-twitch muscle fibers compared to other muscle groups, and these specific fiber types tend to atrophy, or break down, at a quicker rate. Understanding this sets the stage for our top 10 foods, presented in no particular order, to help counteract this decline, and number 1 on our list is eggs. But here's the crucial part. You must eat the whole egg, yolk and all, to unlock their full benefits. Whole eggs, especially pasture-raised ones, are an incredible powerhouse. They contain an amino acid called leucine, a very rich source among amino acids, that specifically triggers muscle growth through a pathway we need to get technical about. Just know it's a direct stimulant for muscle building. Eggs are also brimming with choline, a vital raw material for acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter your body uses to activate every muscle contraction. Then there's vitamin B12, super important for proper nerve signaling. A deficiency can lead to neuropathy because signals just can't travel effectively. B12 helps maintain the myelin sheath, that essential insulation around your nerve electrical cables that ensures smooth signal transmission. Additionally, eggs provide crucial essential fatty acids like EPA and DHA, which your body uses to build healthy cell membranes for every cell, including nerve and muscle cells. With the right fats in these membranes, your cells can perform optimal signaling. You've likely heard eggs are a fantastic source of protein and amino acids, and it's true. They're virtually unparalleled, providing the highest percentage of available amino acids to the human body, second only to mother's milk. And a quick note on quality. When I mention eggs, I mean pasture-raised. These are from chickens that roam freely, eating bugs and grass, soaking up the sun. Such eggs boast anywhere from 2 to 7 times more of some of these critical nutrients we were discussing. Food number 2 is salmon, along with other fatty cold water fish like sardines and mackerel. Just be cautious with very large fatty fish like king mackerel, as they can accumulate higher levels of mercury. Salmon and these fatty fish are the absolute richest source of EPA and DHA, those same vital fatty acids we discussed with eggs. When we consume enough of these, they actively help your body balance inflammation, not like a pill, but by fostering a healthy inflammatory response, ultimately leading to an anti-inflammatory effect. Studies have also shown that these fatty acids can significantly increase muscle protein synthesis in older adults. And just like with eggs, the source matters immensely. If we compare wild salmon to farmed salmon, for example, especially in their omega-6 to omega-3 ratios, wild salmon offers an incredible 1:4 ratio, with omega-3 being the higher value. This is incredibly unique for fish. Almost no other food naturally contains more omega-3 south than omega-6 south, a trait that helps these fish thrive in cold water. Farmed salmon, however, typically has a much lower ratio, around 1:1 to 1:2, still with higher omega-3 south, but you can see the significant difference. I want to put this in perspective though. If you're in a restaurant choosing between mass-produced chicken and farmed salmon, the farmed salmon will almost always be the better, healthier choice, far superior to breaded chicken and mac and cheese. These fish are also an excellent source of high-quality, highly bioavailable protein. Not quite as good as a complete pasture-raised egg, but very close. Beyond that, salmon offers unique properties like selenium and astaxanthin, both powerful antioxidants. By reducing oxidative damage to our mitochondria, muscles, and nerves, we experience less breakdown and a greater chance for rebuilding. Both eggs and fatty fish also provide vitamin D, which plays multiple roles. It helps reduce inflammation, supports mitochondria within muscles for energy production, and strengthens neural membranes, the cells responsible for sending signals. Overall, these benefits clearly support increased strength, improved balance, and enhanced energy production. Food number 3 is grass-fed beef. It contains creatine, a substance that's a popular supplement among bodybuilders. Basically, creatine acts as a carrier for phosphate molecules, which helps your body more efficiently cycle between a DP and a TP, the fundamental way we create and transport energy within our cells. With more creatine, we can cycle a TP back to energy much faster. Beef is also incredibly rich in bioavailable iron, which is absolutely crucial for making healthy, large red blood cells. Iron is a core component of the molecule that carries oxygen throughout our body. Furthermore, beef is packed with B12, which not only assists in red blood cell maturation, but, as we discussed, significantly aids nerve conduction. These two factors combined ensure that our muscles receive both the necessary signals and a robust oxygen supply, both essential for muscle function, growth, and repair. Beef also provides zinc, which is vital for muscle repair, and it's another one of those proteins we consider high quality with excellent bioavailability, meaning our bodies can easily extract the amino acids needed to build muscle. I often emphasize grass-fed beef over grain-fed because there's a distinct difference. When we compare grass-fed to conventionally mass-produced beef, grass-fed can contain up to 5 times more beneficial omega-3 fatty acids, 2 to 3 times more of the antioxidant conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, and 2 to 3 times more vitamin E. So, if you can get it, especially for something as affordable as ground beef, I strongly recommend grass-fed. But again, if you're at a restaurant, or if grass-fed isn't available or affordable, regular beef is still a far superior choice to any high-carbohydrate, sugary, or processed food. Food number 4 is yogurt. And let's be clear, we're absolutely not talking about the fat-free, flavored, sugar-laden stuff that often contains more sugar than a dessert. We're talking about unsweetened, full-fat yogurt. If you prefer Greek yogurt, you're getting a strained version with a higher protein content. But I still urge you to choose full-fat. Authentic Greek yogurt in Greece actually has about 10% fat. Here in the US, much of what's labeled Greek is fat-free, which often means other ingredients have been added to achieve the right consistency. Personally, I'd choose a full-fat regular yogurt over a fat-free Greek version. Try to find the tartest option possible, as this indicates that the beneficial bacteria have consumed more of the milk sugar and that there is a higher concentration of live bacteria. If you can't find a great one, it's always possible to make your own. Yogurt is rich in probiotics, which actively support your microflora, your gut biome. A healthy, functioning microbiome leads to better nutrient absorption, making more of the nutrients you eat available to your body, and it helps reduce inflammation. A robust gut flora minimizes internal chaos. A lot of systemic inflammation actually stems from an inability to properly break down and process foods due to a lack of the right bacteria. Yogurt also provides calcium, essential for proper signaling for muscle contraction. And as an animal food, it's a high-quality protein source. Number 5 on our list is bone broth. Bone broth is rich in collagen, which plays a vital role in rebuilding, repairing, and maintaining your joints, ligaments, and gut. We've talked about the gut. Repairing it means less inflammation and better nutrient absorption. But maintaining healthy joints and ligaments is equally critical for strength, because if you experience pain, your muscles instinctively shut down, protecting themselves from further discomfort. Chronic inflammation, aches and pains lead to reduced mobility, causing you to move less. By supporting these connective tissues and supportive structures, you can actually gain greater mobility and, in turn, more strength. Bone broth is also abundant in an amino acid called glycine, which helps reduce chronic inflammation and promotes neurological calmness. Furthermore, it's very rich in another amino acid, glutamine, known for its ability to help heal leaky gut and reduce neuroinflammation. This highlights the crucial gut-brain axis. A leaky gut often corresponds to a leaky brain, as inflammatory compounds from the gut can leak into the bloodstream and travel directly to the brain. explaining the significant emphasis on this connection. Food number 6 is vegetables, and I especially want to emphasize non-starchy vegetables and leafy greens. You can consume a significant amount of these without overloading on carbohydrates or spiking your blood sugar. These vegetables are typically very rich in essential minerals like magnesium and potassium, and vitamins such as folate, a B vitamin, vitamin K1 and K2, as well as polyphenols and nitrates. Nitrates are a precursor to nitric oxide, which is instrumental in vasodilation and improving blood circulation throughout your body. These vegetables also help reduce systemic inflammation. The polyphenols, in particular, are incredibly important. While your body doesn't strictly need them, and some people mistakenly consider them plant toxins, they are vital food for your gut bacteria. The more variety of polyphenols you consume, the greater the diversity of your microbiome bacteria, which, again, powerfully supports the gut-brain axis and helps bring down widespread inflammation. Additionally, these nutrients fuel your mitochondria, not by providing calories directly, but as necessary catalysts, helping your mitochondria efficiently produce all your body's energy. Number 7 brings us to nuts and seeds. These are again rich in specific minerals like magnesium and zinc. Some, especially flax seeds and chia seeds, contain a good amount of omega-3s. While this plant-based form, ILA or alpha-linolenic acid, is readily converted to the beneficial EPA and DHA found in fish oil. Our bodies are quite poor at that conversion. It still contributes to maintaining a healthier omega-3 to omega-6 ratio in your diet. They also offer some vitamin E and protein. So, how do these help your legs? For proper muscle contraction and relaxation, we need sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium in the correct ratios. When these are balanced, we can contract and relax muscles effectively, preventing cramps. These minerals are also crucial for nerve transmission, tissue repair, and the production of neurotransmitters, the tiny chemical messengers that enable nerves to signal. Food number 8 is legumes, or beans, including lentils, chickpeas, and black beans. Historically, I haven't talked about these much, as many of my videos target diabetics, individuals with metabolic issues, or those aiming for an extremely low-carb diet. Legumes are not extremely low-carb, but they are moderate carb, and if your metabolism tolerates them, you can absolutely include them in moderation. What they do offer is protein, iron, potassium, fiber, B vitamins, and again, polyphenols. This combination helps support your microbiome. It becomes fuel and food for the beneficial bacteria in your gut. The unique types of fiber and polyphenols found in legumes are particularly valuable. So, by including some legumes again, if your metabolism allows and you're not strictly aiming for ketosis, as they don't fit that picture, you can actually diversify and enrich your microbiome. These beans also contain arginine, which is another precursor for nitric oxide, contributing to that important vasodilation we discussed earlier. Number 9 is berries, and my personal favorites here are raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, and strawberries. The reason they're so fantastic is their high fiber content, rich nutrient profile, and importantly, their low sugar and carbohydrate levels. Some berries also contain anthocyanins, which not only help reduce neuroinflammation, but can actually boost BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of BDNF as Miracle-Gro for your brain, promoting the growth of new nerves and new synapses, which are the vital connections between them. If you're building strength and coordination, you absolutely need to create new synapses and train those pathways, and BDNF is essential for this. It helps you dramatically improve your nerve-to-muscle control, which in turn enhances your motor coordination and balance. Berries also contain polyphenols, which we've discussed extensively. They support the microbiome and thus the gut-brain axis, improve blood flow to both muscles and the brain, and help preserve those critical fast-twitch muscle types. You'll notice I'm talking a lot about the brain in this video, because it's the equally vital component of muscle strength, balance, and overall muscle control. And finally, food number 10 is one of my favorites, perhaps the perfect food from the plant kingdom, avocado. It's packed with monounsaturated fatty acids, the same healthy type found in olive oil. It's full of soluble fiber, has tons of minerals, and is a great source of vitamin B6 and vitamin E. Here, we see a clear improvement in nerve conduction and signaling. The healthy monounsaturated fatty acids help reduce systemic inflammation, not as an anti-inflammatory drug, but by being a neutral, healthy fat that helps replace many inflammatory fats in your diet. Vitamin B6 is absolutely essential for making neurotransmitters, those critical signaling molecules. So, if you're looking to build strong legs and prevent devastating falls, you don't need a single magical ingredient or some fleeting, superficial advice. What you truly need is a diverse variety of the most complete and wholesome foods you can find, eaten consistently as part of a lifestyle. If you'd love to see a video specifically on how to build strong legs through exercise, please let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, you're going to love that one. And if you truly want to master your health by understanding how your body genuinely works, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell, and turn on all notifications, so you never miss another life-saving video.